Wayne Mattox, and this is Antique Talk. Years ago, in, 1981, when I first got started in the antique business, it was actually a few years after that, I was looking at all these old auction catalogs and trying to memorize pieces and prices. And I came across this pair of Chinese chairs. It said that they sold for $32,000, a pair of 17th century or 16th century Chinese armchairs. I said to myself, they don't look like anything at all. First of all, they're Chinese, and we all know Chinese antiques aren't worth a whole lot. And they're very plain looking. They look almost modern. I had no idea why they would bring $32,000 for a pair of chairs like the one you see here and the one that's in the background. Well, one of the things that's happened in recent years is China has caught up to America. They have lots of good industry in China. They're making lots of money, and Chinese antiques have accordingly risen dramatically in price. So if you're out there scurrying up antiques in your own backyard, keep your eyes open for Chinese antiques, especially antiques of this quality. This is probably a 17th century chair. When my cabinet maker looked at it, he said, "Wayne, this is remarkable. There's not a nail in it. There's not any glue in it, which would have been like an animal glue. There's not any pins hardly. It's just mortise and tenon together. It was made like a puzzle. This thing here doesn't have, it's as sturdy as could be. You couldn't break it. You could drop this down steps and it'd stay together." He said, "I don't understand how it was made." And this guy's a genius when it comes to furniture repair and restoration and assembly. He's a great cabinet maker. But apparently the Chinese who made these wonderful chairs that are still in vogue today made them like puzzles. When they put them together, they just stayed together, and they still do today. Look at that beautiful curve on the back of the yoke. See this wonderful oxbow crest that adds an elegance to it, and it's quite comfortable when you sit down and rest your head here. These arms splay out in a beautiful way. These mitered, this mitered square seat, you'll see little squares right here, here. That's where this particular piece is mortised right through this particular piece and this particular piece to provide that structural integrity my cabinet maker was talking about. This particular piece comes right through the arm. See that little rectangular mortise and tenon joint? That's this coming right through the arm. Then this particular piece runs right down through the chair. Everything here is just in remarkable condition because of the quality of this piece and because it's always been probably much, much adored by the people who've owned it over the years. It's very, very tall. It's about 20, well, let's measure it. I think it's close to 40. Now this is about 48 inches tall, which is about as high as as tall as any of these chairs ever get, which is typical of the early age and the high quality. It's in perfect original surface. And Chinese, and it's got this wonderful little splint seat that's basket woven. I'm going to turn it upside down so you can see that. Look at that beautiful color underneath. Can you capture that? Got almost no wear on the feet. You'll see some wear here on the front stretcher. That's because when you're sitting down, this is where you put your feet. So that necessarily gets a lot of wear. But this is just an elegant chair. And you know, I always like a little documentation when I buy an antique. We remember that Christie's catalog. This is the most famous book written on antique furniture. It's called Chinese Domestic Furniture. And this book, even the book itself, is a collector's item. When you take it out of its original cardboard box, this is the front of it. Take a look at the chair in front of this. The man who wrote this book thought enough of a chair that looks like this to put it on the front cover of the most famous book in antique Chinese furniture. And it looks very much like the one that you're looking at here. So that's a nice indication that the chair has the kind of merit that I'm sure you'll agree it has when you take a look at its color, its form, its condition, and it's just overall elegance. It has that magic patina, that magic elegance that most great antiques do. Thank you.